What's going on, guys? Ironcane here, back on All the Breakers video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the raider that's most likely going to be chosen for Season 4 of Dragon Ball The Breakers. A new discovery has been revealed, and this discovery is concerning the new map that we're going to be getting for Season 4, which typically is related to the raider in some way. It's themed around the raider, the map. So this gives us a decent idea of who the next raider is going to be, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. By the way, if you ever want to see any of these leaks or anything extra, like early details about the game, make sure to join my Discord in the description below. And huge shout outs to Shuri and Demon Boy for getting this information to us. Also, just before we talk about the raider stuff and the map, here's an intro for Gotenks, which is pretty cool. Gotenks coming Season 4. Probably likely. We'll see what happens, but that's not what this video is about. So let's talk about what Demon Boy found in terms of the map. So a new map reference has been discovered. Who could the raider be? So M1000 belongs to Highland River, M1200 is Waterfront, etc. And then he saw a map that's 1100 unused until Ginyu, which turned out to be Snowy Mountain. As he runs to map 1010, so 1010. So meaning that this might take elements from Highland River, or it's just like it's a map that's currently in the game that hasn't been released yet. So we're going to take a look here. So here are the files for the maps. We have Highland River, we have No Name, which is going by City Ruins so far. We have Snowy Mountain, Rocky Field. So these two maps, the thing is why these two maps are important is because Snowy Mountain and Rocky Field are very similar. I had a whole video talking about why, you know, it's kind of like a whatever thing, but these maps are very similar. They're nearly identical, or basically identical in some areas. So the assumption is that this new map, which is, you know, called City Ruins for now, until we get official title, is going to take some parts from Highland River, which is the OG map in the game. So let's just see what Demon Boy is saying here. These stages' IDs were all referenced in the very first beta. As you can see, it's every map we've gotten so far with one more mystery one. Full name for it does not exist, but based on what I can figure out in the game data structure, it's codenamed City Ruins. It'll most likely look similar to Highland River in some way. Snowy Mountain was similar to Rocky Field. So if you guys don't remember, Rocky Field was the map that we got when Vegeta released into the game, and Snowy Mountain was the map that we got when the Ginyu Force was released, and Waterfront War Zone and Green Coast just came out when the game released. So I said City Ruins makes you want to code for Goku Black. So right now, the two raiders that are in contention for being the raider is Goku Black. I mean, this is the one that everybody's hoping for. This is the one that I've been hoping for, or coping for, however you want to say. But it's between Goku Black and Zamasu and the androids, 17 and 18, on specifically the androids future Trunks' timeline, the one that like nearly wiped out all of humanity, right? So this video, it's seeming like the evidence could point to either. But based on the evidence that we're about to look at, you guys can determine, we're going to determine together, if there's more evidence pointing towards 17 and 18 or Goku Black. I'm hoping Black, but, you know, we'll see what happens, right? So back to Discord. All right, so this is the map itself. Again, huge shout out to Demon Boy for digging this up, because I would not have found this myself. I found the basic level mesh for City Ruins. It's just the basic mesh, so you can't see things like buildings or trees. But you can see it does indeed share a lot in common with Highland River, with D and C being merged to create a bigger looking town area. Color images are included here to better show the area boundaries for the map. So this is the map. This is obviously E. I mean, if you guys don't play the game, you might not be that obvious. So this looks a lot like E on the map, and this portion kind of looks like D. It seems like the the city is pretty expansive here. There's like some craters as well, which I definitely don't recognize. Some caves here as well. A little mountainous area. Here's the Cell Arena, by the way. Just to give you guys like a kind of like I don't know, like a memorial, or not a memorial, just like a memory point of where it's a like basis map off of Highland River. So this is the Cell Arena. This is like the mountain area. This is where Frieza's ship would be. As you can see, it's slightly different. The town area or the city area definitely seems to be a lot bigger. So this is the mesh portion. Gives us a little more ideas like with the caves and whatnot. So this is the whole and the caves where there's like the water you can swim around. Again, this is where Frieza's ship would be. So just in terms of landmarks, that's what I meant to say. I don't know why I said memorial areas. So like landmarks, this is Frieza's ship. This is where like some of the buildings are like in B. So this whole portion is B. This is like where C is kind of around, and this would be D, this would be E, and this would be A up here. Just taking a look at this. This is from another perspective. So this is D over here on Highland River. So this portion seems a little new. It's kind of like, I don't know if it's supposed to be like Yamcha's hideout from like OG Dragon Ball, or maybe more so this is supposed to be. So it's like an underground cave here. This looks interesting. I can't, from this point of view, I can't really like recognize anything here. Yeah, I can't really recognize anything from this point of view. Interesting. Yeah, guys, if you want to look at this yourself, by all means, this is in the Discord to check out. If you guys want to download these images, take a look at it. If you notice anything noteworthy, please let me know in the comments below. Like any similarities. I mean, obviously, this is looking like E. This is looking more like Frieza's ship is B for Highland River. But if you notice any similarities or anything like interesting, please, by all means, you know, point it out. And again, this is where, can we see Cell Games Arena? Yeah, so this right here is where Cell Games Arena would be. So, what does this mean? With how similar this looks to Highland River, and them calling, and them even keeping the Cell Games Arena in X, from the looks of this, things are not looking good for Goku Black and Zamasu. Not a hard confirm for androids, because this is early first beta files, but the evidence for androids is hard to ignore. And I was saying, yeah, it follows the canonical timeline too. So it seems like with the Raiders, that they are following a canonical timeline of villains. So they, in the base game, they dropped Cell, Frieza, and Boo, right? Those are the main core Z villains. And it seems like what they're doing is the big in-between villains of those respective sagas. So for Frieza's saga, before Frieza, there was the Saiyan saga, which was with Vegeta. Before the Cell saga, or also amidst the Frieza saga, there was the Ginyu Force. I was getting ahead of myself. Before the Cell saga, there was the Android saga, where 1718 were the antagonists, right? So if 17 and 18 end up being the next Raider, we are pretty safe to assume that, oops, got a black screen here. As I was saying, we'd be safe to assume that Majin Vegeta would be the Raider for, so yeah, just thinking about that. If the androids are going to be Season 4 Raider, Majin Vegeta would be Season 5. Assuming they go in this canonical timeline, which it appears to be what they are doing. Because if you think about it, like, the previous map took place on planet Namek, right? And that made sense for the Ginyu Force. So if we look back in the Discord here, why would this map include the Cell Games Arena if it was going to be Goku Black and Zamasu, right? That doesn't really make much sense. Although the map is called City Ruins, as Demon Boy pointed out. City Ruins could mean the Future Saga, which, you know, it could be either the Z Future Saga or the Super Future Saga, because City Ruins, you know, it kind of like, those are the only time we really think of like City Ruins, right, in Dragon Ball, or like Z and Super. But again, this is pretty clearly on the Cell Games Arena, and again, this map is also taking portions of Highland River, which features the Cell Games Arena, meaning that it's most like, if this truly is the next map that we're getting, and it appears to be because it's the only map remaining in the files, according to Demon Boy, and, you know, he has the images to prove it, and he's been right before about the Ginyu Force. Demon Boy was the reason why we knew about the Ginyu Force, by the way. He found out that there were silver and gold skins for the Ginyu Force, and that's why we knew, or had, you know, a lot of evidence pointing to the fact that he was coming, right? So, you know, of course, take all the leaks with a grain of salt, but Demon Boy has proven himself to be a very reliable source, and he is not just pulling this out of his butt. He's digging this information, data mining this information from the game's files. So, I feel like with this information, you know, I don't want to 100% say the next Raider is going to be the androids, but I feel like there is definitely, I do think there is evidence that supports it, genuinely. I mean, you guys can let me know in the comments below what you think of this development. Do you think that there's still hope out for Goku Black to be the next potential Raider? There's people speculating that they might even drop 2 Raiders in a season. I doubt it, but it's the anniversary. You don't know how they're going to handle the anniversary in the game. We have no idea how they're going to do that. And if they do end up doing the androids, then that means that we can pretty much say for certainty that Maj Vegeta with Babidi is going to be the Raider afterwards. Now, I don't know how I feel about that because Vegeta was the first new Raider that we got. Maj Vegeta is obviously very, very cool, but in terms of Raiders go, I would like a little more diversity, I guess. Getting another Vegeta that fast is kind of like, damn, really? Because, like, think about it. Who else will we get during the Majin Buu saga? We got Buu. The only other antagonist was Maj Vegeta. Cell Saga, the only other antagonist was the androids. During the Frieza saga, it was, you know, the Ginyu Force. So if they are going through this canonical route, I think it does point to the androids. And if it is the androids, I think we can almost pretty much guarantee that Maj Vegeta is going to come right after. But again, if you guys want to take a look at these leaks yourself, this is in my Discord. You want to take a look at the map. You want to take a look at other leaks. We also have leaks for the tickets and some like old animations in here, like a danger animation if you're curious in checking that out. I'm definitely going to do a whole video talking about these anniversary tickets. There's also like old like crates that were found as well. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the video. Just wanted to bring this information to you guys, and you know, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think the androids are going to be the next Raider? If they do end up being the next Raider, are you happy with that? Are you satisfied with that? Are you disappointed? For me personally, I'm actually a big fan of the androids. I think they'd be really, really hype, and I think in terms of a Raider, they really do fit, you know, the Raider like image and theme, just because they basically nearly wiped out all of humanity, right? And like the future Gohan, like that whole storyline, like it was just really, I know it's like a lot of people's favorite storyline. So I am a big fan of the androids in that respect. So I wouldn't be too disappointed. Personally, I obviously know Goku Black is more hype. Broly is more hype. And in terms of bringing players to the game, in terms of anniversary levels of hype, maybe the androids aren't really that. So you could make that argument, but you know, that's a whole other tangent, right? But in the comments below, let me know what you guys think. Do you want the androids as the Raider? Do you want Goku Black as Raider? Do you want Broly? And would you be happy with Maj Vegeta being the next Raider, assuming the androids are the Raider that's coming up? But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment down below the questions that I asked. And sub to the Ironcane channel for more leaks. If anything comes out, I'll make sure to let you guys know ASAP. And with Season 4 eventually drops, I'll definitely be covering that as soon as it drops. Videos nonstop every single day. So Breakers content, sub to the channel. Catch y'all in the next one. Take care, stay safe, have fun, peace out.